Or this turn, I should say. I totally regret my lines this turn. Alright. God, how much damage do I have? Screw it. I don't know. Screw it. I don't freaking know.
Hey, buddy, watch this.
As you can see, I've got a pretty cool deck in this latest Decksperiment. It is an aggro Taunt Warrior. That sounds crazy, I'm sure, and that's because it is crazy. We decided to take the new Taunt hand buff cards, particularly into the Fray, and see if I could make them work in a more aggressive shell, because that's such a cheap way to buff your hand. Maybe you can just play a lot of big stats early and overwhelm your opponent, and then follow up with new cards like Phalanx Commander, you see behind me. And you know what? It actually works pretty darn well. But without spoiling the results anymore, we're going to jump into the deck creation process first, so you can see how I arrived at this deck. If you don't want to watch that, you can hit the link in the description or comments below in order to jump right into the gameplay. The idea with a deck like this, right, is to take a card like Into the Fray, which, it's so cheap that Into the Fray, I think, can infuse a ton of stats onto the board super early into the game if you support it. So I'm going to kind of try to shift the mana curve of a Taunt Warrior deck, which is typically lately playing much later in the game, and see if I can't shift it into a much faster style of play where we just build out like aggressive minions, like 1 and even perhaps 1 and 2 drops. Like, is Goldshire Footman, for instance, kind of good in a deck like this if you can turn it into a really cheap 3/4, right? That's the theory with this list. Now, execution-wise, we're going to see. And we're going to figure out what a deck even looks like as well here. It may be just... No, that's still not worth it. It may be too hard to get it there, right? Dread Corsairs plus weapons are an intriguing idea I didn't think about until just now. That's a cool idea. I don't want to go too deep into the mana curve here. I mostly want cheap stuff. Ziliak's probably still worth it, though, just because it's such a good card. And we may still run an Armageddillo, even though it's pretty slow, just as a second way to buff stuff. I also want to run the new hand buff card. Let's see if we can do it like this. The new hand buff card, the history buff, which apparently only have 1 of these. Wow, okay. Because there are scenarios where I can play a bunch of cheap stuff and start chaining buffs. Are there any other hand buff style cards? Arena Fanatic, yeah, that could be pretty cool. Untamed Beastmaster isn't a terrible card in theory. We do have some beast taunts. There aren't enough, though, perhaps. I think there's really only the 3 mana guys. The Iron Fur and the Silverback Patriarch, right? Taunt Warrior? Maybe Taunt Warrior. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. I don't know if we have any ways to consistently damage it, though, is the problem, right? We could perhaps, you know, run some things to do that. Add weapons in Quest. I don't know about Quest, because I think I want to be playing 1-drops. I'm not sure about Quest. I think this is more of a Tempo Warrior. Sort of. I mean, we'll see. It's going to naturally look that way because we're taking cards that are traditionally defensive and we're making them aggressive instead, right? So, yeah, it's probably going to look a little strange and be defined a little awkwardly as well. But I don't know if I'd call it a Tempo deck yet because we don't have, like, reactive stuff or mana cheat stuff at the moment. Let's see. Discover spells that can give you more Into the Frays or other useful spells. That's a neat idea, actually. Things like Vulpera Scoundrel to potentially give me that. I do want to look at weapons, I think. I think a card like Livewire Lance is probably quite good in this list. Because lackeys can play pretty aggressively. We've seen those succeed a lot in these sorts of decks. And then maybe even like a Wrench Caliber or perhaps even just an Arcanite Reaper. I do like that Wrench Caliber gets to the Dread Corsair breakpoint. No, actually it doesn't. Arcanite Reaper does, though. This is so weird. This is such a strange-looking list. Battle Rage is not a bad idea. Frothing and Leroy are definitely fine. Bloodsword and Dude is probably fine as well, especially if we add a Leroy in. And we might want to go the Inner Rage route as well. I'm still not totally convinced I have enough taunts, but I'm going to think about it here in a second. What else did I decide? Hinchclan Thug and Southsea Deckhand. Interesting. Southsea Deckhand's an intriguing idea. Frothing's definitely something I thought about. Phalanx Commander. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, of course. That sort of supports the whole plan, doesn't it? As kind of a bloodlust for our taunts. Duh. I think that was part of the reason I wanted to build this deck. Duh, duh, duh. Duh, 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 duh. Duh. Maybe we cut this mercenary. Yeah. This was part of the reason I wanted to do it. I totally forgot. It's like the bloodlust for this deck, right? Is Arena Fanatic worth it? Seems a little slow, I think. History buff I like because the stats are still good for its cost. So I think it still creates a lot of pressure on board, whereas Arena Fanatic does not. The stats are really bad for Arena Fanatic for the cost, right? So, we don't have any card draw right now. We have some generation effects with Fright and Flunky. I mean, Goblin gives us stuff in hand. Livewire Lance generates stuff, but we don't really have any card draw. Maybe we do need the Battle Rage. Yeah, Dex, totally hear you, man. I too, it's like fun to get a card reveal, but you kind of feel bad other people don't. It is a weird place to be. For sure. Battle Rage is, in theory, interesting, but are we going to have stuff taking enough damage? I guess they are taunt minions to kind of hang around sometimes. I suppose that makes sense. Do we want any kind of, like... We're at 29 cards. I don't know what else I need. The curve, 4 drops. God, we are out of 4 drops. I mean, Korkrons kind of fit, but they're not taunts. Maybe we add a 4-mana taunt, right? Like, Bone Wraith is intriguing. Conjure Mirage doesn't get to attack, so that doesn't feel good. Dread Corsairs are our only 4 drops right now, and they're not even really 4 drops, hopefully. So we definitely want something in the 4 slot. I guess Sinjin is good, but I think probably the Bone Wraith is better than Sinjin because we're going to be buffing its stats, so the stickiness of it is probably worth quite a bit. And then I think maybe I cut a Bronze Gatekeeper here. We only have 1 card to magnetize. I do like that this has a high health total because if we're buffing its stats, it's going to have a lot of attack too, so I'm not as worried about it being a 1-attack minion. And this just shifts the curve a little bit more towards that 4 spot. I'm a tad unexcited about the Arcanite Reapers now, though, because we kind of added extra 5 drops in there. I think I'm going to go with the bomb weapons instead, because of the fact that they do potentially 8 damage per swing, potentially, right? But more importantly, they just fit the curve a little better, because we already have a lot of 5-mana follow-up stuff, and... If we're playing Dread Corsairs on turn 5, I'm probably not that pumped anyway. That said, am I better off with maybe just like a Fire War Axe and a Livewire Lance to get the Dread Corsairs out sooner? I don't think so. I think the lackeys are just so good. But it is worth considering. Another question I have right now is, do we have enough taunts? And is Goldshire Footman really the answer? Like, this deck makes way more sense in Wild. Is a Shield Bearer better than a Goldshire Footman in this deck? Right? Because it's a 2/6. That's really good. A 3/4 is, I would argue, less good than a 2/6, right? But it's just not good on its own. Rabble Bouncer, that's a cool idea, I suppose. I'm hoping that I'm out on the board a little faster than that, though. I kind of want to be ahead, not behind. I think I like this better than that. The double taunt mech, too slow. We're trying to build an aggressive Taunt Warrior. I don't want to go to 8 mana. That's more like a normal Taunt Warrior. I specifically want to try to make it super, super fast. Which I know we're going to have people come in and say, what is this? You don't even have Tomb Warden in your deck. I know that's going to happen, but it's a risk we take. When you build weird decks, that's what happens. You get people who don't understand what you're trying to do. So let's try it. I don't know. Clearly a lot of problems with this game plan. Obviously, we're taking cards that aren't designed to do the things we're trying to make them do. And see if they'll do it anyway. Forcing a, square peg into a round hole or whatever. And after this, I do actually want to build another Taunt Warrior, which is a super Super Sweeping Strikes Warrior. I want to build a Sweeping Strikes Warrior where I magnetize a Vicious Scrap Hound on a Ziliax that has been buffed like a ton. And try to heal, like, try to gain like 100 armor in a turn. Try to gain like 100 armor in a turn. So that may happen after this. We'll have time tonight, I think. So I started early tonight because I didn't get streamed this morning. So Phantom Militia does not keep its buffs on Echo. No, that would be pretty ideal for this deck if it could. That would be great. But unfortunately, that is not how it works. Sad to say. By the way, guys, thanks for all the new followers tonight. Always appreciate you coming and joining the family here. It does feel a bit like a family sometimes. We all get along so well. At least I think, anyway. So greatly appreciate that. 51 new followers already is fantastic for this point in a stream. Also 14 subs and 700 biddies. So thank you everybody for that. How are you doing? I'm doing good, Rebel Rider. How about you, man? Doing pretty good. Had an interesting phone call today with Twitch, of all people. Did a cool little kind of like focus group survey thing. Probably not supposed to tell you what it's about, but it was fun. And had a fun call yesterday about a really cool thing coming up with some sponsorship stuff and maybe some giveaway stuff. Like maybe I'm going to give away a $2,500 laptop at some point if it goes well. That kind of stuff sounds pretty fun. So stay tuned for that over the next month or so. That might be cool, along with lots of other stuff to give away too. Not EU, sadly. I'm sorry. I doubt it'll be EU, unfortunately. Again, probably will be NA, but I don't have all the details yet, so I'm not sure. So a fun call yesterday to talk about that. More details incoming at some point. I do have even more stuff to give away between now and then as well, including maybe a headset, maybe a new wireless mouse, some neat little dudes there. So keep an eye out for that. This is making moves. Is this your full-time job now, Regis? No, actually still not. I still do work a little. That may change in a couple months, though, against my wishes. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen yet, but it's not looking great. So probably will be by, like, BlizzCon. Again, not really as I want it to be, but might just be the case. So we'll see. Wishing you all the best and success. That is awesome. I love laptop giveaways. Yeah, well, stay tuned. I can't promise it's happening yet, but I think it's going to. You have to reach out to sponsors, or do they reach out to you? Both? Most of the successful relationships I've had have been driven by the sponsor reaching out to me. But it can certainly go both ways. It can go both ways. Wow, he's pushing through my taunts like he doesn't even care. That's probably good news, though, that we discarded the Soulfire there. We kind of got over the initial hump here. Ooh, boy, oh boy. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. I wonder, though, if I'm a little bit better off waiting till next turn. Or at the very least, maybe waiting until next turn to play stuff. Nah, let's still just go. Let's still just go. Phalanx Commander might actually be pretty solid next turn. It's just a 4/5. We get some damage through. You have to presume all these are going to trade in to kill one thing. He doesn't have anything else to do this turn. He might life tap and do some magic carpet stuff or something. Explodinators. There's clearly some kind of sea giant hitting here eventually. That is obvious. Yeah, let's go and do this for now, since it's so clean on that 3/2, and that's the most threatening minion out there. Oh, whoopsie. And I think we go face, right? That's our goal. That's our game plan. We have a Leroy and a Phalanx Commander in hand, so yes. This is going to be nuts if I hit a weapon. Oh my god. This is still really insane, too. 4/7 taunt is ridiculous. So, I think we go Commander this turn, right? It's just a lot of dudes. It's a lot of damage output. It's just a big dude. I mean, this is good, too, though, honestly. Yeah, never mind. We're going to get more taunts as opposed to less taunts over time, so let's just build the taunts now. Okay. This has got to be Zoo's worst nightmare, right? like just a wall of giant taunts constantly, while also creating a ton of counter pressure. So here's our Bloodlust, or Savage Roar, perhaps more accurate in some ways. Hey, Tentacle Dude, thanks for the 5 months, man. Welcome back. Good to see you. When is the Regis Chilbin named swap? Dude, I've been thinking about it a lot. I can't decide. I might do like a poll or something on YouTube, see what people think. Although polls don't mean anything. People don't really know. They might say they don't care, but it doesn't. They don't really know if they're like searching for it, or it's hard to capture your psychology sometimes with that sort of stuff. So I'm not sure people would give the most accurate opinion, and by no fault of their own, of course. They wouldn't even realize they were being inaccurate, I guess. But let's just go face. We have Leroy, right? That's fine. Okay, Leroy's just lethal with a weapon, so. Looking good, looking good. I like the way this played, by the way. This felt great so far. We even out-tempoed a very tempo-driven deck. We've created a ton of counter pressure as designed. That's a bit of a pain, though. That's a bit of a pain. Soul Infusion into Taskmaster. Okay, that's really cool for me with this, because I get that taunt pack. That's kind of nice. Is this enough, though? It goes to 9. I do have to push through it twice, though, so it probably is enough. Yeah, it's going to be enough. Kind of the only draw that maybe got him out of this, even. Can't play these together yet, so. This, and then this. Well, actually, this hits for 4, then we hit for 7, 10. Heals to 12. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get there. I think we're going to be just a little bit shy, right? I don't think Wrench Caliber fixes that problem either. Is this lethal? Heals to 12, and then we have 6, 8, 11. Do I really have 11 in both directions? If I play Leroy, it's 11. Yeah, it's always 11, right? Commander makes it 11. It's always 11. Oh, yeah, and he's got 12. Yeah. Always 11. I mean, we set up still very nicely, but always 11. He will draw a bomb. Well, maybe, yeah. We'll see. That's certainly lethal. I'm getting messages from random people with spam in it. You guys too? Not at the moment. No, I do get a lot. What is the Chilbin name swap? Thinking about changing my name to read just Chilbin instead of Kilbin to make it a little bit more sponsor friendly. But I haven't decided if I want to do it yet or not. I changed my logo already for that same reason, but I don't know if the name is that aggressive. It just kind of sounds like a real name. I think it's pretty fair argument that it doesn't really sound aggressive. So. Oh, yeah! Yeah, he's buffed this. I love it. I love it. It came out as a 2-3. Oh, it's great. Perfect. Well, this deck feels good. This deck feels good. But Regis, the brand. Oh, no, I know. I mean, clearly, if I was not worried about it, I would just have already done it. I would have already done it. What does your name mean? It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a pun on the name Regis Philbin, the celebrity. Did you get rid of the gun after all the tragedies a few weeks ago? I did. Yeah, I did. I did. It's just not an image I don't think a lot of people want to associate with, so. Any kind of politics aside, it just was better to not have it in my brand than to have it in my brand. Because even though it doesn't bother everybody, it would still bother some people. I mean, we are in gaming. There's a lot of guns in gaming, you know. I've played first-person shooters on stream, etc., so. Should have kept it. Don't worry about your image. Worry about your well-being. That doesn't affect my well-being at all. That's in that fact that just reinforces the decision. Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. Thankfully, not impactful to my well-being. Regis, you're still jacked. Thanks, dude. And yeah, you have a very friendly name for sponsors. You have a very sponsored, friendly name. And my well-being is often driven by my ability to eat, by the way, too, Antimorphous. So any decision that makes food more available because I can earn money is a well-being supporting decision. So thankfully it worked out in multiple ways. Yeah, Razok, I don't think kill's a problem either. I really think I am okay with having Regis Kilbin at this point. It's not like it's not like the name is I'm going to kill you 17 or something, right? It's not aggressively sounding at all. I don't think it's an issue personally. That's why I'm not feeling as urgent to change it or update it. It just has a lot of baked in search value and stuff right now. There's a chance a lot of younger viewers won't know Regis. Oh yeah, no one does. Half the viewers now probably don't know who Regis Philbin is. And I'm fine with that too, that's okay. That's okay too. What is the card on the far left? It's Dread Corsair. Am I blocking it? Or do you mean Bone Wraith? Am I blocking it? No, I moved over, okay. Change it to I'm gonna kill you 17. Zevi17 likes that name, of course. That's pretty funny, Zevi. That's pretty funny. Alright, yeah, let's go for the Dread Corsair here. What is getting buffed even? I don't even know. Again, guys, this is working out surprisingly well so far. My opponent's down to 10. He can play Oasis Surger here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. It might be. It might be. Hits here and here. He's with 4, 7, 9. It's just enough right now. Hidden Oasis is a little harder to deal with. Okay. And Pounce. And double Pounce. Okay. So this is looking like an Armageddillo to me. How much work do I want to put into this Vernal Ancient is another question. I guess a fair bit of work. Okay. I respect your decision to get rid of your gun. It's your choice, of course, but why did you get it in the first place? Just to play on the pun of the name. Just play on the pun. Again, I mean, guns are a big part of gaming. I didn't feel like it was a big problem. Still, personally, don't really feel like it's a big problem. I just want to make sure everybody feels that way, right? Like, my personal feelings... Regis is bigger than just me now. I want everybody to feel comfortable with it. So... Goblin Elf, dude, way too big of an issue to talk about here. I just can't even begin to capture it all. Both my opinions, but everybody else's too. Just not the space for this. I don't want to dwell on it too much either, because I want this to be a escapism for people, not a reminder of all the crap in the world. So. Okay. This is a nice big reload again. And this is a good follow-up. We might actually get there. We might actually get there. Yeah, Antimorpheus. By the way, I don't think you're saying anything bad, Antimorpheus. I think you're saying... I'm not mad at you or any... I don't think anybody else should be either. You're just talking, dude. No worries. I'm not trying to say you're saying anything bad. You're just discussing, just asking questions. That's totally fine. I always thought it was a megaphone. It wasn't. No, it's a pistol. No, it wasn't a megaphone. No. No. The sunglasses are a great subtle touch. Yeah, I like the sunglasses better, too. It still gives the image a little bit of, like, you know, weight and diversity, but just, you know, again, not as upsetting to some people. Let's take a look at this deck from Tentacle here. By the way, this deck is amazing so far. We're just killing it right now. I love this deck. This feels really, really fun right now. We're just overwhelming people. Let's take a look here. It is a double Reno Cyclone Yogbox Kazakis Zephyrus Mage for Wild. You just tossed in everything in the world, didn't you, you madman? It looks ridiculous, dude. It looks fine, yeah. There are some cards that maybe make me nervous, like Mana Cyclone. Like, do you have enough cheap spells? I don't know about that. Like, maybe a little bit late on the curve. I might try to introduce some cheaper stuff, but it looks pretty fun, Tentacle. I'll give you that, dude. It looks pretty fun. Deck is doing really well so far. Yeah, it feels really, really good. Best deck for climbing to legend. At the moment, according to HS Replay, at all ranks, the best deck is going to be, over the last one day, Murloc Paladin, followed very closely by Combo Priest and Secret Hunter and Murloc Shaman and Control Warrior. Those are all within 1 percentage point of the top deck, so you can't go wrong with any of those. Brings me back to the Taunt Druid days. Oh, love those days. I too love those days. Proud Defender's the most aggressive, but we do have mechs. I think Ziliak's probably the best card on average. Okay, I don't have any buffs yet, though, so this is the one game where we're looking a little bit slow, I would say. Looking a little slow at the moment. I cannot believe we built a deck with Goldshire Footman, by the way. What have we done? What have we done? When you take out your recycling, do you call yourself Regis Philbin? No, when I go to the therapist, I call myself Regis Feelbin. I don't have a therapist, but if you have troubles, guys, you should go see a therapist. It's not a shameful thing. It's so weird how society in the past has shamed that, but as someone who was trained in psych, it's a good thing for you. Regis, I just turned 5 years old. My dad says I'm pretty good at this game and that I should watch your stream to learn how to not play bad. He says he stole your high school girlfriend. Oh yeah, I'm Tanner Jr., by the way. Nice to meet you. Not the Tanners again. No. DJ. And I'm trying to think of the Tanners from Full House. That's that name, right, of the family in Full House. Regis feels badman. Yeah, there you go. Feels bad bin, I guess would be it. Should I be crafting decks at all before the meta takes shape? I think it's getting to the point where it's pretty safe to craft decks. Yeah. I would say go for it, man. I think we might see some subtle changes here and there, but I think most of the time it's gonna be fairly reliable at this point, what you'd expect to see. So, interesting. I think we do go Ziliax Interrage here and kill this. I know he didn't do a lot with it last turn, but I still don't want to take the risk on it. And, oh no, maybe we don't actually Interrage. Maybe we just Ziliax and trade, because Interrage pops the shield and then we lose the Ziliax. I think retaining the Ziliax as a minion also has a lot of value. So maybe we just take the trade here with the two things. A 4/3 is pretty good at this point. And I can always magnetize it next turn, so there's even more reason to keep it up. And we're hitting for 6 again here. Armadillo was an okay play too, but I just think taking the value trade on the Mountain Giant is too good to pass up. Just too good. This is a 3/7 just from the history buff, not even from into the Fray or an Armadillo. That's kind of crazy. It's gotten buffed twice. This also got buffed too, so. All right, he kind of needs a Blizzard here soon, I think. If not, we're going to hit a lethal soon. We have 7, 9, 10, 12. Plus 3 is 15 damage available. Oh my. I'm guessing that's maybe a barrier? I don't know, man. I'm going to go, though.
Access denied.
If it's Flame Ward, I want to do this way. Yeah, okay. And then this is, yeah, this is lethal. Okay, cool. Sweet. Love this deck, dude. Love this deck, dude. Wow, dude. This deck's legit! This is my favorite deck of the expansion. This is my absolute favorite deck of the expansion. This is insane. This is a really, really crazy good deck. Toolgin, what'd you say? Somebody said it earlier? Oh, yeah, they did say that, yeah. This is crazy. I cannot believe we're running Goldshire Footman and it's working, by the way. That last game, it was great. It did work. It buffed something in hand. It remained aggressive on board. Like, it felt really, really good. Let's try this opener. It's a little bit iffy, but yeah, I don't love this curve, right? This is a bit of a weak curve for us. And into the Fray or something to get this one started would make me feel way better. Maybe a Goldshire Footman even. Maybe a Goldshire Footman. I mean, guys, look, we have to be hitting some variance here. I can't imagine this deck is going to stay this good. But so far, not only are we undefeated, but it feels good, which is more valuable. Undefeated with only 3 or 4 game sample size, like, doesn't really mean a lot. Doesn't really mean a lot. Oh my god, are people... I am just absolutely mystified by people on YouTube. I'm absolutely mystified. Hold up a second. I gotta see this. It's driving me crazy. Hold up a second. I wanted to go take a look at that was the worst chain of clicks I've ever had. Hold up. I'm losing my mind right now on YouTube. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I left a comment that oh, I can't even talk about it. I'm gonna go crazy. I just don't understand. I have to comment. I can't handle it. I'm going crazy. I can't handle it. I got. It's just, oh my god! I gotta stop. I gotta stop. We're gonna go nuts. I'm gonna lose my mind here. I gotta stop, team. I gotta stop. How much pressure are we gonna put into killing this? Because we can leave it up with Dread Corsair, but that means ping's better. I guess Titanic Lackey on the Dread Corsair here is kind of cool. I don't want to enrage it. I don't think that's worth it. We have the Leroy for that. Let's just play on curve. Really weak opener here for me. This is our slowest starting game yet. I think this is gonna be a problem.
Another soul to consume.
All right, I'm done leaving my stressed out comment now. Returning to you guys again. I'm done leaving my stressed and hateful comment. Maybe I should have played the Bronze Gatekeeper. I'm triggered and I'm making mistakes now. To play with Ziliax, right? It's probably just a little bit better. In theory, we may not need it, though, and we could just play the Ziliax later, so I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Focus, Regis. No, I had to leave a comment. So on this mage video, I made a comment at the end of this video where I specifically said, if for anybody who thinks I'm saying mage is the only problem, no. I've already put out other videos and had discussions. Just because I'm saying mage is a problem doesn't mean I think it's the only problem in Hearthstone. There are other problem cards. And then I even left a comment that says, folks, please, before you tell me another class is a bigger problem, watch this part of the video. And some guy came in and he's like, Regis, what about this other class? It's a way bigger problem than mage. Dr. Boom needs a nerf. And Dr. Boom is specifically the card I mentioned as being a bigger problem already. He just straight up ignored my comments and just assumed the worst and left a hateful comment and a diatribe without actually watching or listening to what I said. And that always bugs me. Like, I don't mind disagreements. I encourage them. Please disagree with me. But at the very least, represent my opinion correctly and watch my opinion. You know, like, actually hear my opinion. All right. Enough triggered nonsense now. Do we go for the Battle Rage here? The Gatekeeper is kind of intriguing because, you know, it lends itself towards... Another crazy play we could do is actually enrage this and trade. And then we get the 1/1s back to buff. Yeah, I know. Let it go. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Why do you reply to them? Because I like other people to see it. I like other people to see it. I like other people to see it. Maybe I should delete it. Maybe you're right. Let's delete it. You're right, guys. I shouldn't leave comments. I shouldn't leave comments. You can trade, then enrage the reborn that comes back. We can. I don't know if it's worth it, though. I want to draw cards, and I'm only going to be drawing one here, which kind of sucks. I'm going to buff this just to dodge the... Just to dodge the ping. I think an 8/8 here is worth a lot. Maybe I should have went... Oh, I just did that the wrong way, didn't I? I just missed a ton of damage. Well, I mean, theoretically, I kept this at a higher health total, which is nice for, like, blizzards and flame strikes, but I think I could have got way more damage face. I'm distracted. I'm playing poorly because I'm yelling at YouTube. I'm yelling at YouTube. I'm yelling at YouTube instead of playing. I do sometimes, by the way, write... kind of diatribes or like messages where I disagree with something and then I just go back and delete it later. Like I just go delete it. I just go delete it and then nobody ever sees it. I just go delete it. Wish you'd compared the premium stats for Dr. Boom as well in the video. I've already done a video on Dr. Boom where I show those same stats. They're very different but also very bad. Like Dr. Boom is a major problem. I did include Barnes in the video to give you a picture of another like problem card to compare to, for that very reason. Yelling, get off my lawn to the trolls on YouTube. Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. This goes to 4. I can Leroy, but I think this is a little better. I'm just gonna trade into this so it doesn't kill my bigger stuff. Real shame I can't attack, but he's freezing us out. It's gonna be a hard game to win with all these freezes and the slow start. I think it's gonna be a tough one. But yeah, sorry for my ranting, guys. Just know that I'm human. Stuff annoys me sometimes. Mostly just people who don't do their due diligence. Again, disagreements are fine. I encourage them. It's important that people have opinions that are expressed, but just make sure if you're doing that it's representative of the actual opinions being offered, you know. All right, so we're just gonna play for a lethal next turn somehow. I don't think we're gonna get it right. This is worth 8. 7 on board is 15, 17, 23. So we're actually 2 damage off lethal if all this stuff lives, which I don't suspect it will. He will almost certainly at least ping this. There might be a world where we like puzzle boxes though, and somehow this doesn't die, right? I feel like puzzle boxes and nothing dies. We have a pretty crazy follow-up turn here. Or Blizzard. That'll do it too. That'll do it too. That'll do it too. Dude, you should rant when you want to. We can handle it. Yeah, I kind of just did. I don't mind having it too much. I don't want to have too much ranting, but a little bit here and there is fine, I guess. That's logical for me. Yeah, we're super dead. Like, we just took too long to get going in this game. Just way too long. Have trauma flashbacks to Barnes, Resurrect Priest, and Standard. Yeah, I know, right? Ugh. I really think your mage video was healthy and made a clear point with data. Awesome, dude. I'm glad. I'm glad. Have you looked at the data for pre-nerfed card just to see if Blizzard's thinking matches up with yours? It's really hard to get data on pre-nerfed cards. HS Replay does not have like archived snapshots. So it's really, really tough to do that. Really tough. Okay. There's just no wins. This is only 8 damage. There's just no way. Yeah, he rolled that into less damage. That's good news. That's not good news. This is handy for me, though. This is actually a way for me back into this game, potentially. If I can draw enough pressure. But 21's a hill to climb. He left this up. That's bad for Battle Rage for him. That could be a mistake. Funky Chains here would be very good. It's not a chain, but it's a big old boy. Guess we'll do it. It's getting buffed even more by this, so not that we need it right now. Oh, I can't trade this in. It actually kind of sucks. I might need this to live. Maybe I regret this being buffed. I don't know. I don't know. I open Finley. Please make a tier 1 Highlander Pally deck. I wish, dude. I wish I could just do that on command. That would be nice. That would be nice. He decided to keep this up. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. I think that's good news for me at the end of the day. I don't think we're going to get to 21 ever. But we can try. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It doesn't matter what those are. It's... I was going to say it's bad no matter what. And that is definitely bad. That is definitely bad. Yeah, we should just concede. Is there enough bomb outs for me? I don't think so, right? Like, wrench calibers are only 10. This is still only 8. That's 18. I do find the wrench caliber, though. So I can go face for a lot. I'm never going to get to go face again, though, because I can't kill all these idiots. So I guess I'm never going to get there. Maybe I should have interraged here. Still would have been 11, which wouldn't have been a break point, so I don't guess it would have helped. Maybe a Livewire Lance could get me a Kobold Lackey over the top, and then, yeah, that could do it, maybe. Although I'm still shy, so never mind. No, I would need 2 Kobold Lackeys over the top. If he trades in enough Hoggers, I might be able to get through anyway. This Phalanx has done a ton of work, by the way. These buffs have been very nice. He's going to have to ping here, trade here. There are 2 Hoggers left. Oh, one auger left. That does mean I can get the Leroy through. Okay. Why is this happening? What's about to happen? I'm very scared that he traded all those in. Oh, God. Not a taunt. That's good news. Not a taunt. That's good news. But am I going to be dead to the board is the question, right? Oh, that sucks because he can play a thing now. He can play a spell if he wants. History buff. Oh my God, this buffs the Leroy. This is not lethal, is it? Is this lethal? Depends on if this hits this or not. Oh no! Is it lethal anyway? It's one off lethal. If this buff had hit the Leroy. Oh no. If this buff had hit the Leroy, it would have been a lethal, guys. It would have gone to 8 and then 10 and then 13. Oh boy. There are still bomb outs. Yeah, there's still bomb outs. There's 2 out of 11. Oh, that's stressful though. That's a 50-50 whiff. I gotta go. We don't have the luxury of waiting, right? We don't have the luxury of waiting. Oh my gosh. Oh no. All right, let's go. Let's go! Oh, this is my favorite deck I've ever played in my whole freaking life. I love this deck so much. Oh, man. This is the best deck ever. This deck can't lose. Oh, yeah.
I love bombs and trains.
Hey, Goblin Elf, dude. Thanks for the 100 bits, man. Woo! 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 It took all my ounce of energy and strength, guys. The Phalanx Commander sitting there forever did so much work. And I think that was probably a mistake trading in those Hoggers. Like, I guess he was not expecting the Taunt Warrior to have Leroy in a rage, so there's no way he could have known. But I would have liked having those taunts if I were him, I think. They might have made me feel safer. Let's wait on this. I don't think 2 taunts is enough yet. We're going to get more. So, Mecha, dude, thanks for the gifted sub. Grats, Latte. Thanks, Goblin Elf, for the bids. Chris Atalis, I see you in chat saying, let's go. Dude, is Dexter still here? We've been talking all night, man. Me and Dex been hanging out in chat all night. And Rizel says, that was awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Of course it's the right way.
The mage is thinking there's no way this guy running Armadillo runs Leroy. Yeah, exactly. That's a very fair assumption, too. Why would we be, right? Why would anyone ever do it? So, I want to hit another taunt before we play this into the fray next turn. At least one more. Honestly, 2 more would be ideal. We've got a Reborn Paladin here. So we don't have all day. We do want to win this game relatively soon. It's going to have some kind of 2-drop to play here, always. Goldshire Footman, let's go. What on earth is this guy going to think about this? I just want to know. The Goldshire Footman Warrior. This is my favorite deck I think I've ever made. I love it so much. I feel so good about it. So good about it. Cherry Blossom, thanks for the kind words. Finn says, you're absolutely the best streamer to watch. This nonsense is hilarious. Makes me almost want to craft Armadillo, even though they're going to nerf. Boom. Yeah, you can't go wrong with this. I mean, do we just drop Commander on 5, or do we try to do something else? We don't want to evolve anything, right? Nothing to evolve. Belligerent Gnome. These are pretty good at trading and threatening us. I really wish I had that weapon. Maybe we go Gnome, Lackey. Actually, Witchy Lackey and this are pretty good together, but I just don't really want to... It's just going to heal so much, right? It's like I need to kill this prior to going face. I think I probably just take this trade, and then I think we Witchy Lackey this and Goblin Lackey the Witchy Lackey to trade in before doing any damage, right? But this is the value trade line, essentially. It does, unfortunately, feel pretty bad, to be honest. This is going to get worse in a lot of cases. Or... or... maybe not. Or maybe not. Let's keep the Taunt healthier here than the Darius, because the Darius is going to gain health over time. So keep the taunt up to follow up with the Phalanx Commander, and that is a good turn, and that is a good board. Darius, OP, best deck in the history of the world, the greatest deck Hearthstone has ever seen. You guys were here for it. You witnessed it. You were part of this. You were here for this legendary moment. I love this deck so much. I cannot keep answering this stuff, though. I think I have to turn the corner and start going face, right? Maybe we use the Darius Crowley to take, like, one more trade. This feels particularly bad just because it trades so well into this 3-3. But I think this just has to happen. Yeah, I think we use the Darius maybe to kill off one of the Mermies. Just to make it even bigger for next turn, right? I do lose a lot of damage, though. What do we have? 12, 17, 18. We could actually even go to 20 here. I don't know if we have 10 next turn, though. Yeah, let's just keep it in check a little bit. That makes this better for next turn, right? Okay. Hand's very weak, unfortunately. Very weak, but my board is quite resilient. Oh, Inner Rage is going to get through the one of these nicely, but unfortunately not both of them. Phalanx Commander again. I don't think it's time yet, right? Because we don't want to play that as a follow-up yet. I don't know if I need to use Inner Rage here. It doesn't actually do a lot. It kind of does because it means he can't copy one of these next turn. It's not going to be a reborn copy, so it wouldn't be that bad if he copied one, but it's still a little bit of a problem because... It's still a little bit of a problem because it just has taunt, right? Like, I just don't even want a taunt minion surviving here, so... I think we just clear all of the taunts, even if it means losing an Inner Rage. This Inner Rage technically converts to more damage anyway because it could protect a taunt in the future. So... This is now a 10-4 over here, which is enormous on its own. Leroy's are going to look like lethals soon. Like, you can't do, like, Mechano Eggs or Mechanical Whelps here. They're just too slow. They don't do anything, right? You're going to die. So he's got to do something defensively minded again. This adds so much damage to the board. And the fact that it's an aura and not a battle cry, I feel like has made it so good. Because this is now a 4-4 instead of a 2-4, right? So good. See you, Crispy Dude. Thanks again for the game tonight, man. GG, well played, and thanks for hanging out, especially on Twitter, as always. I always love seeing you on Twitter, man. Much love, though, dude. Much love. And thanks for everybody hanging out tonight. 400 viewers for a night stream is actually insane for me, guys. It's really, really high. We don't ever see that on night streams, so really appreciate it. Oh, another taunt. Ugh. Super annoying. These are going to be monsters, though, with double commanders out. Jeez. Oh, Ziliax is helpful here, too. Interesting. So, let's see. We have 4 attacking minions, which means that the Crowley can hit for 10 if I want it to, which I suppose that should just be the case. I don't think I want to get too fancy on this one, right? Does the... No, Ziliax can attack any of these can attack any of these, so it doesn't matter on order here. Okay. Just gonna play one and just armor up just in case. I don't really need both. I don't even know if I need one. He just kind of kills it. I don't know if that helps me at all. I guess this is gonna die too, so it does help a little bit. It does help a little. All we really need is Darius, so nothing else matters if Darius can attack. Oh no! Darius is still alive though. Currently. Oh my god. Oh my god, double consecration. Wow. That is legit, dude. That is legit. So I have a really good reload here again, though. And we don't even need to play this now. We can just play it later, so... It should be enough, right? This is going to add 6 to the board, plus the natural 4. That should be 10. Unless he has another taunt here he can play. If he has one more taunt, we might be dead. He's had just enough taunts so far, right? Double taunt into Consecration times 2 was pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Usually that deck doesn't even run Consecration. I was kind of thinking that too. I wasn't sure. I haven't played it much myself. So, and it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare on ladder despite its success, which is weird. The best part is you probably rated every card in this deck 3 stars or less. Yeah, probably. I mean, I liked Armadillo, I know. I think I gave it 4, but history buff... I gave Flunky 5 stars, but history buff... I think I gave Livewire Lance 3 or 4, I don't know. Bone Wraith, I wasn't super high on either, though. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Just beat one of the best decks in the game. We are climbing like crazy. Would you ever consider using Shield Bearer versus Goldshire Footman? We talked about it a lot, Guppy Boys, honestly. We talked about it a lot. And, I don't know. I think there's merits for both. Like I said, if you can get it buffed, a 2/6 Shield Bearer, I think, feels way better than a 3/5 or 3/4 Footman. I don't think 3/4 is the best outline. The 4 health is just not that good for the Footman. But I do think... these are good together because of the lackeys. I do think the 2/6 feels pretty insane. So... yeah, history buff's good because he's not understated. Exactly. That's why I was willing to put him in an aggro deck. We had the Arena, whatever she's called, the 2/3 4-mana card that buffs your minions. I had that in here too, but I took it out because I figured its stats were too bad for its cost. I wanted to make sure every minion was inherently threatening on its own as well. So that's why we shifted over to this and kept it. Tomorrow everybody knows about this deck and it loses win rate. I don't think I have that much influence, honestly. I just don't think... I don't think it's, we're gonna get that widespread. Bone Wraith is nice and cheap. That's probably our best bet. Unfortunately, though, only still really 1 taunt in hand. We're kind of going a different route this game where we're playing out these, on-curve boys instead. That helps a little. Let's go face for now. Lackeys might help address that later. Kind of wish I could have played the Titanic Lackey at the moment. Okay. So he value trades down here. I probably kill this most of the time. Probably just play history buff Titanic Lackey, honestly.
Your presence offends.
Maybe not in light of this, right? Might have to play the Bone Wraith instead, just because it does resolve these a little better. Let's see what comes off of this Lackey first. Witchy Lackey. I mean, honestly, the Bronze Gatekeeper plus the Titanic Lackey are good enough for these. It goes to 7. These only deal 6. They only have 1 health each. I'm thinking about going that route instead. The Bone Wraith kind of does the same thing, and it leaves behind a 2/1. And these are a little bit cheaper for the history buff. So I guess I'm going to do this for the sake of history buff, getting more buffs out of these lackeys. It's very debatable, I think, though. Very debatable. And I still haven't had a chance to play Into the Fray successfully, which kind of sucks. So currently only 1 taunt in hand for Into the Fray. Just not looking good. Plays his own Bone Wraith. Okay. This might be the turn to go for the history buff, though, right? Ooh, Battle Rage is pretty intriguing, but I have so many cards right now, I think we wait. I think we wait. I don't love my Witchy Lackey here. No, I guess I do. I guess I turn this into any random 4-drop and then we give it taunt. It's gonna have more health than 1, so. Or 5-drop, excuse me. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. We even buffed this immediately. All right, all right. So still only 1 taunt in hand. We gotta fix that. Maybe Battle Rage will solve that, and then we can finally cast Into the Fray, right? Because we do need to start getting ahead quite a bit. Otherwise, we're gonna lose to the hero power. Although he's only a 2 out of 5, so a bit slow on his hero power. He must have some really sticky big stuff in hand. Would history buff be good with Halazi the Lynx? Theoretically, yeah. I mean, it could be, for sure. It definitely could be. Let's go for a Battle Rage here. I really, really do want to respect the Mechano Egg. So I could go Bronze Gatekeeper and trade over it, I guess. But I gotta kill the first half somehow, too. So this is 5... Boom. I can't kill the first half and do the Bronze Gatekeeper, I don't think. So we're probably going to just Battle Rage instead then. Maximize our card draw like this. See what we find. We're drawing 3 cards. Hopefully we can hit some stuff to buff with Into the Fray. And indeed we do. I think we go ahead and play the Livewire Lance to follow it up. And just go face. Can't kill this, but I don't want to unleash the 8/8 right now. I want to wait till I have a better answer to it. He may not have a magnetic play anyway, so there may not be much of a punish. Particularly not one that threatens the war gear. So we'll see. Armadillo's got a lot of buff targets now. That's nice. This is very large. This will help me trade over the 8/8 if I need to, which I definitely want to trade over the 8/8. Like, I think we need to. I don't think he'll complete quest this turn, but I definitely don't want this around for the 8/8, or for the quest, I mean, for the hero power. I'm about to pee my pants, by the way, guys. I gotta go. I gotta hit the restroom after this game. We gotta. I've been having so much fun. Forgot to pee a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Kind of forgot to pee. So let's see. I can get a lot of buffs here generated if I want. Gonna have to trade over this again, it looks like. Maybe we'll use the weapon to clear the other half. Still don't have an answer to that 0/5 at the moment. 8 in hand. Oh, I forgot to play my Dread Corsair first. That is a bit of a problem. I think, unfortunately, that's bad. I think, unfortunately, that's bad. Just trying to buff stuff here. Right? Got a oh my god. Got a lot of big buffs incoming because of this guy. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. These are really big. Okay. Hey, I got a micro mummy again. It's a mech, which is actually pretty insane for this 6/10 bronze. This deck is the coolest deck I've ever played in the history of my life. There's no question. Look at our board. Look at our board. And I have more lackeys incoming. Look at our freaking board. That's kind of a pain to hit through, I guess. Well, not really because of this war gear, right? He is going to copy it, though. Uh-oh. That's a pain. Uh-oh. That's precisely what I didn't want to happen. And here it went and happened, so. We got to sort that out now. I don't have board space either because I can't kill anything! I can find some, though, right? Let's just make this a giant 6/10. Clearly, these have to die. Or, excuse me, let's add a 6/10 to it, I should say, right? I should say let's add a 6/10 to it. I'm probably going to run into that 8/8 with the Ziliax and some other random dude here. Or maybe 2 random dudes. I don't know. They can put these to 6 with the Phalanx Commander, but that's not that good. Ziliax doesn't really resolve these. I'm kind of just leaving these up, I guess. Honestly. I could go here and try to keep this even more alive against these, but I don't see the point. I kind of regret my lines I took this game. I kind of regret my lines a little bit. Or this turn, I should say. I totally regret my lines this turn. Alright. God, how much damage do I have? Screw it. I don't know. Screw it. I don't freaking know. I might have missed a lethal there, honestly. I don't think so, but we might have missed a lethal. I'm worried about a Ziliax on this, guys, is why I was thinking about killing these, but I couldn't kill both anyway. So, if there is a Ziliax coming back, I mean, I didn't have a choice to deny that regardless, so. Okay, he's going to value trade down. Surely I have enough with, like, Ziliax, right? That's 5. Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do, right? Just hit here. Or actually, these hit for 10. Surely Ziliax is enough here, right? These hit for 10. This hits for 10. Ziliax is the buff face plus Kobold. Yeah, okay. I don't know. There might be other better ways to do this, but this is certainly sufficient. So I'm just going to take the one I can spot and go for it, right? Cool. I love this deck. The Aggro Taunt Warrior. I seriously went undefeated with this deck for way too long. We did eventually end up losing some games, but that said, in something like 12 games, we still have a plus 70% win rate. This feels legitimately good. I don't know if I hit the exact right pocket of variance or what. I want you guys to go try this deck out. See how it goes for you. If you start winning games, let me know, because this is a really promising idea. Maybe one of the most exciting decks and Decksperiments I can remember in a very, very long time. But thank you much for watching, and until next time, game on.